Hey TerraSphere, it's Holly from Cape Cod Creatures, and I am here today with a video response to Simon of Two Spirits, hashtag my 2018 card. Okay, so for those of you that haven't done this process, I'm going to do just a short, quick and sweet little demo because there are tons of videos and stuff on it, but if you're like me and you can't decide, I use both methods, and here they are. All right, so we're going to pretend your birthday is today, which is January 2nd, 2018. So you've got January 2nd, 2018. You add those all together, so the 2 plus the 2 plus the 1 equals 5, which makes your card the Hierophant, which is sweet and done. But then some people, to make our lives more complicated, like to add the 1 plus 2 to give you 3, to give you 3 more is 6, to give you 8 is 14, which would make your card of the year Temperance. But you can further boil that down to, again, get the Hierophant. So it just depends on how many cards you want in your year. Sometimes you get 2 cards, sometimes you just get 1, depending on the method that you use, and even with the second way, sometimes you still only get 1. But yeah, so there's a lot of ways to do it. Eventually you will boil down to this last card here. There's no way you're not going to get, I call that like the ultimate, like see how the 2, you get 5 here, and every way that I've ever done any kind of card adding like this, I always wind up with, there's a commonality. There's one card that's always the same. So in this case, it would be the Hierophant. But yeah, that's how you get your card together. Oh, and for those wondering, so it's numbers 1 through 22. Number 22 would be the Fool, because you're always gonna wind up with at least 1. But that's how you get the Fool. Anyway, so when I boiled that down for my birthday, using both methods, I got 3 cards, because why not complicate my life, right? So I got a 22, which is, of course, you know what, we'll use the rider ones that I pulled first. All right, so I got the Fool. I actually did wind up with the Fool card, so that's awesome. And then from there, with using the first method, I also got the Death card, because good times 2018. And I also, when you boil down the 1 plus the 3, you get the Emperor. So that was amazing. And this is also, so yeah, 22, which would represent the Fool, boiled down gives you 4, which gives you the Emperor, and then 13 boiled down, 3 plus 1 gives you 4, which is also the Emperor. So I think the Emperor is going to like definitely really come into play for me this year, which is a card about authority. It's a card about kind of knowing, it's ruling over your domain. It's being in charge. It's knowing what the hell you're talking about and being able to just command some respect. And, it's like my tarot teacher used to say, he's the historic board. If you want anything done, you got to go through that guy. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'll run into some issues with the historic board. Like, I might actually run into issues with the historic board. Like, we say that now, but knock on wood, let's hope I don't. And I don't know, it's an interesting card to pull, because I feel like 2018 is going to be a year of me coming into my own power. Especially when you combine it with the, I think it was Strength that kept coming up, and Justice, and what was the other card we kept pulling for 2018? I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting year for 2018 to have gotten the Emperor. Now we've got these 2 cards coming into play, and I find them to be very interesting. The Fool is the start of a new journey, and Death is, an end to something. It's a pretty, like, here's some change, enjoy it. It's going to be sad, but good. It's transition, it's acceptance. It's, I don't know, I feel like it's hard to tell with that Emperor energy rolling around in there, but I am really hoping that 2018 is an end to me at the helm of the helm of the dog shop, which I will definitely miss. but I've had the past few days home and I've really enjoyed it. So as a year card, I think it's just, you know, time to kind of be more authoritative in my life and more deciding about what I want. And then, you know, actually putting the change into motion. I feel like that's probably what's been stalling me as far as making changes in my life are concerned. I'm very much a creature of habit. And for as much as I like to say that, man, this sucks and I don't want to do it anymore. And I mean, it doesn't really. Don't get me wrong, I do love having the shop, and there are certain aspects of that I do enjoy, but you know, as much as as much as I like to scream and rant and cry about it, and as much as I do think that I would like that chapter of my life to be over, I'm gonna miss it. I like going there. I like that it's mine. Going there every day, it's safe. I'm comfortable there. You know, it's provided me with a lot of freedom. But it's also kept me away from my family a lot. So, but I think really watching that portion of my life come to an end is going to be one of those you just have to let it happen and accept it. And then the Fool is the start of a new journey, which is really interesting because I have had some ideas floating around. You know, like what would I do after, you know, like let's say all of a sudden the shop did sell, like what would I do with my life afterward? And I've had a few ideas. I've had a few things floating around that I'm kind of excited about, and I think it would be interesting to see myself go on a new journey. I'm really excited about the Fool card for 2018 actually, because again, new beginnings, fresh start. I really could use that in my life, I think. So anyway, yeah, all combined together, it's really interesting. I'm wondering, it'll be neat to see how it unfolds, and I will have to definitely, I still haven't analyzed. I've done my year ahead spread, but I haven't really taken a look at it or analyzed it yet, because that is exactly how into this whole like 20, I don't know. So it really needs to be looked at, and it'll be interesting to see how these 3 cards come into play with my 2018. And then because we love us some Rider-Waite, but sometimes you can glean some meaning out of some different cards. But anyway, I pulled a few of my favorite Emperor, Death, and Fool. This would be from the Arcanist Tarot. I really love, because, you know, Simon did show us a few from a few different decks, but I figured I would jump on that train as well. I love the minimalist style here. I really enjoy this Death card in particular, and I'm not exactly sure what about it I love. And I really enjoy this Fool card as well. That little like feather crown above his head with a white lily, and just everything about that is perfect. And the raccoon, if I am going to run into the historic board, I hope they're all as adorable as this raccoon. And then let's see, from the Wild Unknown deck, we've got the Fool, fresh as a babe about to fledge. How adorable is that? And that is very much the Fool. It's scary, but you take a leap of faith. You jump out of that nest and you just assume you're going to be able to fly. And then there is the Emperor. This, I think, is a great depiction of the Emperor. It's about standing strong in your own power. I mean, that tree has been there for a long time. It knows what it's doing. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, and it's going to be a real project to remove it. So, you know, I really dig that as the Emperor. And then this Death card makes me very sad. It is a dead bird skeleton. But that means, I mean, honestly, like at that point it's decayed in its carrion, which means that it's, you know, part of its body has gone to nourish something else, and it still left a piece of itself behind. So even though you do run into change, it doesn't mean that the thing that has changed is gone. Like, you still have your memories of it. It happened, it was real. You know, and you still have, like, again, you still have memories and mementos and all sorts of stuff, but it is time for something new. Like, it's time to make room. And the Delos, I really love the Delos. It is just very much a Rider-Waite clone, but more adorable. This Death card is kind of weird, though. It's got, like, little pieces all over the place. It's kind of, it actually kind of reminds me of the Temperance card. Or not Temperance, it kind of reminds me of Judgment, actually. It's like an even scarier Judgment. And this Fool is just super happy and sunny and bright. And again, here is the Emperor. I just think most of the time when you do see the Emperor, he's just very authoritative. And that'll be interesting to see how that pops up in my life in 2018. But anyway, thank you, Simon, for this wonderful challenge. Or not challenge so much as I've been filming Ethany videos all day today, so I'm so used to saying challenge. But thank you for this wonderful tag, and hopefully more people jump on this train. I'd love to see what other people got for their cards and see if we have any card twinsies and how they think that that energy is going to manifest in their year. Thank you, Tarosphere. I will see you tomorrow with another Ethany video. Bye!